Hey everyone, it's Hima here, coming to you with Chart of the Week, FANG Stocks. Today is Thursday, October 31st, 2019. Hope you're having a happy and safe Halloween. Now, before we dive into the charts, important reminder that trading and investing can be extremely risky business. Therefore, it's your responsibility to evaluate any information, opinion, advice, or other content contained in this video. All right, let's start with the chart of Facebook, ticker FB. Every candle here represents 1 day of price action, and we have RSI power zones at the bottom. Now, I have brought in some information from my Skinny on Stocks, otherwise known as Stock Picks Grid, and that is part of the full Skinny Lifetime membership. And every week I come in and I do stock picks, and sometimes the FANG stocks land in my picks. So looking back to September, on September 3rd, I had noted Facebook in the buy now scenario. And then a couple weeks later, I pointed out how it was in an uptrend, but now sideways. So this was an area to start monitoring for a potential breakout higher, or in the case of what actually happened, a breakdown lower, and price moved down to make a lower low. Now we've since come up off of that low on Facebook, and we are at a resistance level, 198.26, coming just shy of it as of this moment at 198.09. So there's a chance for a little bit more of a pullback before price attempts to resume higher. This is supported by RSI power zones holding in the bull support power zone with the October 22nd low. So you can see that if Facebook's able to gain momentum through 198.26, here are my next two upside targets. If in the meantime it falls back, you can see support levels listed below. Moving on to Apple, AAPL. Since October 15th, every week I have had Apple in the persistent uptrend category on the Skinny on Stocks, meaning that this market was in an uptrend, is in an uptrend, but I don't think it should be chased. I think if you're long, protect your positions. If you're not long, wait for a chance for a pullback. And that has been the case since, and the current price action shows a bit of a pullback occurring post-earnings, a volatile session, and we have a couple support levels to monitor here. If there's further pullback below 233.37, you can see what lays out below here. As for the upside, we're in brand new highs territory here for Apple. So this is where you could come in and do projections, Fibonacci if that's your thing, or Gann, which is my style, to see where projected resistance might lay ahead. So here I've come in and took past long-term price action and calculated Gann projected resistance levels, and those are out at 252.74, 261.91, and 271.07. So this is something I cover and teach in the Full Skinny Lifetime. Moving along. Here we have Amazon, AMZN. Now, look at the price action back in September. I had noted it as a buy now on September 3rd, then a week later pointed out it was in a consolidation phase. Uptrend now sideways, buy on breakout. This provided an area to watch, okay? Narrow price action that was pushing together, and then when it started to fall out from there, that would have been an area to protect your long profits and get out. It stayed off the grid, and it's still off the grid. Why? Because look at how it's chopping around. It's attempting to base out ahead of the support at 1672, but not quite able to get above resistance at 1795.71, okay? So I want to have a more decisive price action unfold on Amazon before I even consider mentioning it on the grid again. And at this point, it's just past a day that I calculated for key price action turning point, Wednesday, October 30th. That happened to also be a key turning point for the ES that was projected out. So got to see what unfolds from it. Right now, still consolidating and need to see more specific price action before having an upside or downside target. Whichever way it unfolds, you can see my next resistance levels and my next support levels below. Netflix, ticker NFLX, is the only FANG stock that has not made it to the grid since the beginning of September, and you can see why. It has just been in this corrective long-term down move lower, now attempting to resume higher, but still not clear in its path. So it did get above this resistance level and then tested this one at 301.55, but failed to place a closing break above that level. That's really something that's important to me. So when we look at the more recent price action and potential resistance levels ahead, here's what I'm seeing: 311.75, 16.74, and 28.77. On the downside, we have now established a potential higher swing low. So there's 265.80, and you can see the other support levels below. Okay, so Netflix is still in a bit of a sideways range here, and want to see more defined price action before suggesting a big move in either direction. Last but not least is Google, GOOGL, and you can see here that I have two trend lines that were binding price action. Before the second trend line was confirmed, I had placed Google in the buy now category on September 10th. Became chopping sideways. I identified it as being sideways October 15th, and then it broke out soon after that, with this blue trend line, which was resistance, then providing support. It's now pulling back potentially towards those lows and that trend line. So this is a key support to watch here. If there's a push below this level, then we might see a re-entry back into the consolidation. But I think 1240 is likely to hold it. If that's the case and price action resumes to the upside, the next upside target would be again the previous all-time high, which was only briefly tested a few days ago, and then a move higher. Now the move higher, I would take the size of this consolidation and project it out from the breakout point. And when you do that, you get 1365.85 as the upside target from this consolidation breakout. So that's a look at where FANG stocks are now and where they have been on the stock picks grid or skinny on stocks in the past 2 months. It'll be interesting to see where everything goes into November and through the end of the year. Catch you next time. You can sign up at himareddy.com/tribe gift to get access to more hot, timely, and actionable market analysis.